This is a painting by probably the greatest artist America has produced, Jackson Pollock. His style of painting is best known as abstract expressionism. For an arts layman like me, I'd probably call it random scribbling and splashing. But no, seriously, tons of people actually enjoy this kind of paintings. I once went to an arts museum and saw a similar abstract painting like this one. Just because I felt like fitting in with the other visitors, I pretended to stand still and watch and admire for a long time, as if I understood the whole meaning of it. When everybody else has walked away, I was still standing there. That's just me, I guess. I don't know about you guys, but apparently there's a certain allure to arts. Whether you are the artist or the admirer, those who enjoy arts are almost always perceived in a different way, like they are a class above everyone else. But it kinda seems ironic to me. Just look at this painting. Does it look like one made by someone who's sunny and bright and happy? Now, this is another painting by the infamous Dutch artist Vincent van Gogh. He was probably the greatest painter that ever lived on planet Earth, but he was also mentally unhinged. I could understand why. Van Gogh was a lonely man. He was so lonely that at one point of his life, he decided dating a prostitute was better than having no relationship at all. Hey, I totally get it. Loneliness could drive men to do all sorts of crazy things. But this doesn't seem to indicate the state of mind of someone who's well adjusted in life. And to make matters worse, Van Gogh didn't manage to sell any of his paintings, but one. This one is called The Red Vineyard. It was sold for 400 francs, then only worth 16 pounds. Well, 4 months before he decided to end his life anyway. If he's somehow able to transport himself into the present days and see how much his paintings could fetch nowadays, yeah, I wouldn't be too happy either. The best artists are usually identifiable with how much suffering he has gone through. The more he has suffered, the better his art is likely to be. Artists are very similar to philosophers. They are painstakingly trying to convey the indescribable. They just prefer to use visual expressions rather than words. But they are talking the same language and asking the same existential questions. Jackson Pollock actually explored the spiritual path rather seriously, having read a wide range of books from occultism to theosophy to Jungian psychology. Now, he read all these books and tried to convey what he got. Yeah, the spiritual path is not one for the faint-hearted. Only someone who has ever jumped into the inner recesses of his mind and made friends with it could produce these often unsettling images. Now, this is already a well-known theory. Many of us tend to derive our sense of identity from our suffering. I'm suffering. I'm not like any other guys who seem to be doing fine with their lives. And this is what I think. The artists seem to be no different. It's possible that they might even believe they're as good at producing art as how much they have suffered in life. If they become happier, they might probably stop doing arts altogether. Because art is often a means of expressing their sadness when there are no other ways to express it. And this one will probably blow your mind a little. Someone who's in great pain has a certain charm to him. It's like you become a somewhat vulnerable human being who doesn't even cover up who you really are. It's also very likely you talk less and become more distant from everybody else. There's a certain attraction to being emotionally unavailable. It's like that one guy who sits alone in a bar, acting all shady and mysterious. Question marks hanging over him. Who's that guy? What does he want? The girls start whispering. It's a normal human condition to start prying on someone else's life. We all have a voyeur inside of us that's always on the lookout for the next great stories in the neighborhood. And seeing someone all mysterious and tight-lipped about everything makes him all the more attractive without even trying. It just rings the voyeur bells inside of us that whatever he's hiding is probably a big secret. Like maybe he just murdered someone and is now wallowing in guilt. That's why being an artist is probably the only occupation that allows anyone to be admired by thousands of fellow human beings. These hardcore fans are not only in love with the artist, but they also share a common bond with her. These hordes of people are in pain, and the artist is somehow able to make them feel understood through her work. These fans are probably the same people who memorize a song lyric and get absorbed in it while singing alone in the shower, maybe shedding a tear or two along the way. Now, you wouldn't do that unless you are in love with your pain. The songs kinda become the perfect means of validating it. Someone as hot as Taylor Swift could also get her heart broken. Can you imagine that? Usually, someone who just got dumped is able to relate much better to a love song. She's suffering, but at least she's no longer suffering alone. Taylor Swift is now there to accompany her. Let's compare that to someone who's married for 40 damn years. Taylor Swift wouldn't even occur to him. Metallica would feel more suitable to the occasion. We always relate to art through our subjectively colored lenses, defined by the experience of each moment. So, art kinda becomes a vicious vehicle of pain, from the artist to the fans and back to the artist again. Both are supporting each other in feeling okay about their miserable lives. Arts can be a great channel to communicate your cryptic ideas and emotions. To be a truly great artist, it's almost a given you have to deal firsthand with considerable pain, just like the Van Goghs and the Jackson Pollocks. And if you can convey your message clearly through your art, in no time at all, you might have some fans who understand you the same way you understand them.